Hello, this is Magickal Lady Duchess, and today I'm going to talk about apple magic. The video that I did with the Witch Wanderlust last week, I talked about a apple spell that I do for prosperity, and you guys seem to really like that. So I decided to do something wonderful and great for you guys, and I'm going to do the apple spell here. I actually set it up because there were a couple of people that came from Mississippi to see me. So I actually told them to go get an apple, bring it back, and I'm going to teach them how to do the spell right along with me. So before I get into the spell work and stuff like that, I'm going to talk about maybe I'm going to teach you 10 different ways you can use apples, and I'm also going to teach you 4 spells. And this is not like some dark hoodoo work per se, even though I love dark hoodoo work. So I'm going to teach you some stuff, to really simple stuff, because sometimes it doesn't have to be this whatever type of whatever. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to tell you is that you can use apples with tarot spells. You like surround the Empress card. You guys get the Empress card. Let me see if I have the Empress card in here, and you will put it in the middle. You can take some, let me see, can I find it? Then I will show you exactly what you will do with it, okay? You got time, go get you your notebook, go take some notes, because you know I love to teach. Yeah, you can come in too. I love to teach about apple workings and stuff like that. Damn, can I get the High Priestess card to dip? You can also use the Lover's card. There we go. So you can always use the Lover's card or the Empress card, whichever you choose. It's on you. So what you'll do is you'll surround the Empress card from the tarot with apple slices. They could be fresh or dried, and leave them on the altar, and they will help you with fertility. So you will literally take the Empress card here, and you will take apple slices, which I don't have any apple slices, but you can take an apple, preferably red, and you will cut it up like in 6, and then you will surround the Empress card, and then you're gonna have 3 little tea lights, and you will burn those. And after you burn them, you can keep it on your altar. You can keep it on your altar for fertility work and stuff like that. That's the first thing you can do. So use apple and tarot spells. Surround the Empress card from the tarot with apple slices, like I said, fried or dressed. You might sprinkle a little bright basil, a little cinnamon, and you can leave them on your altar, and they will help you if you're trying to get pregnant. All right, that's the first thing. Y'all can take notes too if you want to. Look how y'all looking. They came from Mississippi, so I thought that I would do them on one solid, and I'll let them do the spell with me. The second thing that you can do using apples is you can pour a libation, apple juice, to encourage wisdom. In Western lore, because you know I teach about every fucking thing, in Western lore, apples strongly symbolizes knowledge and self-awareness. So pour a libation of apple juice during your next ritual and ask for the gift of insight to seek with life's decisions. This is not some shit that I made up. This is just old as fuck, and I'm just sharing some of this stuff with you. The next thing you can do, you can use with apples is, and this is gonna, like I said, it's gonna be kind of like a long video. But if you're wanting to learn some shit, I'm gonna teach you some shit. I am such a kitchen witch or herbalist or swamp magic person, whatever the fuck you want to call me, but I love herbs and things of that nature because it's our life force. So apples is just one thing with a multitude of things that you can do with it. You have to remember, back then they didn't have a lot of shit, so they made usage of the stuff that they had. And so all I'm doing is I'm just sharing my knowledge with you, and teaching you some really good stuff. So you can also use apples in a spell to avert temptation. If you're trying to break a habit, if you're trying to lose weight, or you're fighting some type of addicted nature, you can bury an apple with tobacco or whatever your vice is that's a problem. Some of y'all are powder heads. That's not for me to judge. I'm not in nobody's business like that. Some of y'all like the two little lines and shit. I don't know. So you would get an apple. I don't even know where the fuck that came from. I'm really not even trying to be saying shit like that. But motherfuckers do be two lines, but that ain't my place. Okay, let me get back to my. So if you, whatever addictive thing that you have going on, whether it's crack or you want to break from smoking weed or you, whatever your situation is, even if it's a nigga, maybe you need to put that piece of that nigga drawers in that apple or something, and you need to bury it with tobacco if it's smoking. You'll light a candle every night for a full moon cycle to support the earnest efforts in breaking that negative habit. Do you see how, like, this is not some overnight shit and you got to put in some work? I don't know why y'all be thinking it's digga 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 and then it's like over with and you can like, and that's not how it works. Magic is not like that. So thank you, darling. So the next thing you're going to do is you can toss in a cauldron brew for love. You can add apple peels in a large pot of cauldron of water with cinnamon and allspice and ginger root, and you can infuse your home with romance. It's really good if you're like dating a guy and you're trying to use some of my sugar daddy mist though, and my splash and my oil, because I create all this shit. And you can also put some apple peels in a large pot. You know, that's how they be making moonshine and shit with apple peels and shit. But you know, I'm trying to teach y'all magic. I ain't trying to teach y'all how to make no moonshine or nothing. So this is really good to infuse in your home for romance night. So apple peels, a large pot or like a cauldron, add you some cinnamon, add you some allspice, some ginger root, and you can light it and that shit will smell so fucking good. And it's good to conjure in that energy of love and stuff like that. The fifth thing, you can also cut the apple in half into like a pentacle. You know, if you cut the apple in half the fat way, meaning to cut it like this. And when you cut it, you can see the pentacle that's inside the apple. Not the tall way. This would be the tall way, cutting it like that. The fat way is cutting it across, okay? So what you can do is press spell the ingredients into the flesh or the symbolizes the earth. So this could be, this is a nice way to use it as a pinnacle and stuff too. Another one is you can make a wand, like the apple branches and shit. They make gorgeous wands. If you're one of those people that's trying to make like some original shit, I had printed out all my stuff so I won't forget it. I'll give y'all a copy of this too. You can take it with you. She said, okay. I'm trying to make this a good experience since y'all came all the way from Mississippi.
We appreciate it.
So, anyway, so you can make a wand using that wood, and you can use like your natural, you know, gemstone shells, sea glass, feathers, like some old hair, weave, I don't know, whatever you want to put to make you a wand. Apple branches are really good for that. You can also fill a basket of apples and put for Samahan and Mabon altar as the veil between the worlds thins between Mabon and Samahan. And if I'm not pronouncing it right, goddamn it, so would. Y'all be pronouncing all this shit right either. So it's our connection to our ancestors as they grow closer. The apple symbolizes food of the dead. So you leave them at the altar to honor your ancestors and welcome them to the feast with you during that harvest season, okay? You can also burn apple blossom incense to enhance your connection to other realms. If you're one of those people that are trying to, what's the word? Yeah, astroplane and do things like that, burning apple blossom incense they really enhance the connection to the other realms. Apple scented anything is really good. Even Shango, you can give apples to him as a offering. 6. I'll be seeing people doing 4 and it's 6. So anyway, that's another way to do it. Also, you can take the seeds, which I threw them away apparently. You can use the seeds in protection spells. Apple seeds. The bitter seeds of an apple make excellent additions to any mojo bag, any spells, any amulet for protection as well. You can also plant an apple tree, your yard, to bless your home with prosperity. Apples symbolize abundance and growth, making them the perfect centerpiece tree for your garden magic. If you live in a climate where trees do well, then you lucked up into a home with land, the commitment of an apple tree to your homestead will bless you for many years to come, and whoever also stay in your area or whatever. There's an apple spell for prosperity, the one we're actually going to do today. You just need a red or a green apple. As you see here, you can use a red or a green apple. But to me, green represents prosperity. But these are not sweet. They're kind of bitter. So to me, when I do banishing work, I actually use the green apple because it's a bitter apple, whereas the red apple is sweeter. And because we want to use the red to attract. Now, you don't have to do that. You can do it your own way. That's fine. But with this particular one, what we're going to do today, you can take either a red or green apple. You can get you some cinnamon, which is dun, 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 dun. Also, you can use like a little cloves, just a little bit of cloves. And they don't have to be this private collection of some shit my husband bought, because anytime my husband bought me spices, he probably bought the most expensive kind. Dollar Tree and Family Dollar spices and shit work just as fucking well. Also a little basil. You see how my husband got organic? Girl, I ain't about to put no motherfucking. But anyway, you can use some dollar shit. This is stuff that you could tell that my husband bought because he always be doing extra for me. Go ahead. Okay. So then, just because I am a little extra, I have some pure orange honey blossom. You don't have to necessarily have that. All you need is some cinnamon coconut oil. Everything else is just fucking extra. Okay, so that's the one we're gonna do today. Then you need to have one candle, which you'll put your name and your date of birth on there, and then you will have some parchment paper to write your little petition. And I'm gonna show you exactly what to do in a minute off of that. All right, so you can pass this out to them, and they can start writing their petitions right now. On what they want, name, date of birth, and remember how to write it. Write it in a way that it's already happened. We're not asking for permission. We're giving the universe instructions. All right. So while they're doing that, I'm also going to give you guys a couple of other things that you can do with apples as well. You could do an apple cider vinegar bath if you're trying to cleanse yourself of negative energy. Even if you're the negative energy that you're trying to cleanse yourself from, it works great. So apple cider vinegar, it's good for energetic blocks and releasing psychic toxins. You can soak in the apple cider vinegar. It's really beneficial for easing skin issues, detoxifying, restoring any natural pH balance too. Because some of y'all watching me don't have good pH balance. Let's just be very clear about that, okay? So mother's trying to help you guys get your cooch on together. So that will really help you as well. It's also rich in vitamins and minerals that can be absorbed through the skin. And I don't want to hear nothing saying y'all don't want to do it, because a lot of y'all put stuff that come out of men penises on your skin, and that don't help. And contrary to popular belief, that ain't vitamin D, letting them skin on your face. But that don't have nothing to do with nothing. Let me get back to the stuff. So on the onset of a cold, fuck, I be seeing some of the damnedest shit. I would go back and record over, but I'm 13 minutes in, so fuck that. All right. So the next thing that you can do too with this apple cider vinegar, and why it's really good for you, is if you have the onset of a cold, which often means the energetic disturbances in the aura, right? You can take an apple cider vinegar bath. It'll help the cold run its course a little bit faster. And it will also move the energetic debris out of your system. You can run a warm bath as hot as you like, relaxing to your touch. Add 1 to 2 cups of apple cider vinegar in the bathtub. I did not say add 1 or 2 gallons. I said 1 or 2 cups, because you got to be specific, because y'all be extra as fuck. And y'all be saying, well, she told me to pour a whole thing of apple cider vinegar in there and then bitch your skin burning. I didn't say that. I said 1 to 2 cups, okay? in the bath water. So you will slip in the tub, easing your mind and relaxing, and you will definitely allow yourself to become completely embraced by the experience. You can visualize the energetic toxins, the debris being drawn away from your body and being drawn away from your aura in the bath to help you feel more neutralized, so to speak. Be sure to allow your head to be submerged for a few moments too. The base of your neck and your back. Your neck is one of the major places where straight energy stays. If you didn't know that, now I'm telling you. The base of your neck and the neck period is a major place where we take on straight energy. That's why you feel so heavy in your shoulders all the time and you feel the weight of everything, because this is a major area where we carry energy. So you can use any affirmations or any prayer during this bath. I would read Psalms 23 is really good if you want to do this bath. And if the smell of apple cider vinegar is offensive to your nose, then you can always add 5 to 10 drops of peppermint oil to the bath. Peppermint is also a ultimate detoxifier, and it uplifts the senses too, and it eases the mind and emotions. You can take this anytime. Doesn't have to be a particular day or night or a moon cycle. You know how some of y'all be real big on it. This apple cider vinegar bath is really good too during these retrogrades that have some of y'all out of whack. The next two and the last two that I'm going to talk about before I get into this is the rotten apple banishing spell. If you're wanting to banish somebody or something away from you, you can use apples too. So you'll cut the apple in half horizontally so the star is the center and it's exposed. Remember we said that before. That was the fat way. And so you'll rub on one half of the apple with some mint leaf while visualizing what you're needing to be banished. Take your time. You don't have to rush in this stuff. Make sure you're keeping up with your breathing and things like that. You'll put the two halves of the apples back together. You will stick a skewer through the pieces so they remain joined. And you're going to tie the pieces securely together around with black silk or satin ribbon. You're going to bury this fucking apple. And your problem is supposed to dissipate as the apple rots. You may also name the problem by writing it on a piece of paper. Dip the paper in essential oil of mint and place between the two halves before rejoining them. However, by naming the problem on paper, you may take the risk of further manifestation. So cast whichever version of the spell that resonates with you the most, because it's about what feels good to you, not anybody else. So the last one that I'm going to do is a apple romantic cleansing spell. A cleansing spell for when a bad love affair has left you feeling tainted. You're feeling bad and weighted behind that relationship. You're feeling humiliated and defiled. So you'll dice the apple and you will douse the pieces with honey and cayenne pepper, and you will let it sit on your altar until it rots. Then once it rots, you will flush it down the toilet and affirm that you have learned your lesson. You will learn to love again, but more wisely this time. So these are some apple and I'll give y'all a copy of these. And I'm also going to copy this and put it underneath the description. So you guys make sure that you look at the description, and you also take really good notes and stuff like that. And if you have to rewatch the video, rewatch it, because I'm going to add a red apple love spell. But it's a little bit too long, so to speak. So I'm just going to add it to the spell work. And so we're going to get down into doing the apple prosperity work, because this is what this is. It's just apple prosperity work. All right, so you guys get to see my boobs in the knife and work. All right, perfect. And you get to see my daughter's head. All right, so what you will see, you will literally, you guys take your, if you need the knife to cut your apple the fat way, everybody have a knife? Okay, so everybody write your petition down, and this here that I made here, there it is. This is actually cinnamon and coconut oil. All right, so this is what the brand that I'm using. You don't have to use this brand. Any brand is good. It doesn't really matter, long as it's like the solidified, um, refined coconut oil. Okay, so what you'll see me do is, aren't you guys so lucky you get to know something? Like, girl, you ain't doing no real serious shit. So get your apple and cut your apple too. Man. All right. So y'all go to work. Look at that. Yeah. Did you break something?
No.
Y'all, listen, you have to put it together. Remember I showed you how I cut it? You have to take your time and cut. And this is for everybody. Like, look at how I'm doing the apple. See how it has like a top? It's not so, you see how it's not so, it's not literally cut in half. You cut the top off because you want to give it room for things to go on the inside. Okay? Because yeah, you would be the one to just fuck up completely.
Lopsided. Hey.
Do it again, but do it right and cut it up here. And take your time. Just don't do it. Do it with excellence. No, it's okay. I have an extra one too. So this is after you. Then you're gonna gut it out. So you're gonna literally gut it out. So you might have to get you a spoon. And I'm gonna make the little thingy, the little concoction. Let me see if I can set this open a little bit. Y'all seeing it raw, y'all. Figure this shit out. Yeah, that's a little. All right, so you will see me take some of the coconut oil that is refined and pressed, so coconut. And this is how it looks. And I'm gonna make quite a bit of it, just so I can share it with everybody. All right. Okay, so that's how it looks. So then we're gonna add a little bit of cinnamon in it. Which is here. And if you can see my daughter, show them how you're carving the apple. That's how it looks on the inside. Perfect. Look at them. Boom, boom. All right. So this is it, and I'm just gonna mix it together. And I am a person that loves doing stuff like this. I love this kind of work.
Oh, this cake is nice.
Cause she doing it with excellence. Cause this is what I mean, remember.
I'm doing it with excellence too. I want these buttons to come my way, so I'm doing it clockwise. See, my excellence comes in as well. Like cinnamon butter.
And you can add a little brown sugar if you want to. I don't really have to do that. I don't really do that, but I just use cinnamon and some cinnamon and coconut oil. I put a little basil in it, and then I put a few cloves in it. Now, what you're going to do also, you're going to put some cloves in the apples. And I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Alright, so you have your stuff made. You have dug out your apple all neat and good and great, and all that stuff is wonderful. So now you're going to take and you're going to put 4 cloves. And you can pass it around. You're going to put 4 cloves on the inside. See? Boom. And it doesn't have to be anywhere in particular. You're just going to put 4 cloves in there. Alright, so that's done now. Your 4 cloves. Now, before you begin, and I've already done this, but I'm going to do it just for y'all. I like using tobacco to cleanse my stuff that I do work on. I had somebody to tell me, well, you didn't do nothing to cleanse your ear. Well, bitch, how you know I didn't do it before? But that's how folks be. So just for the sake of, again, for the record of me, the Apollo Santo, you know how y'all be tripping and shit. Alright, so once that is done and you have written your petition, and I didn't write mine, but I'm going to write something real quick, like. So make sure you put your name on it and your date of birth. Alright, so I have wrote my petition here, which is going to go on the inside of here. So, I'm going to take some of this concoction that I've made, and you're going to get messy. And you got to get messy. People don't like to put your hand in the work. So, I'm going to coat this with it all good, all the way through. And the reason why you're coating it all the way through, we just don't want to stuff it. We want to make sure that the inside is done, that the sides are done, and we want to take our time because this is what we're presenting, and we always have to do our work in excellence. Always, always, always. So not only am I doing the bottom, I'm also going to do the top. Okay? All right, so you can pass that to everybody too, baby. And it ain't nothing but some coconut oil and cinnamon. It ain't bad. Go stick your finger in your man's mouth when you get through shit. Alright, so once you have that done, you're going to take your petition. And you will, because you know y'all be crazy, fold it towards you. So every time you're folding it towards you because you want it to happen for you, to you. So you're going to stuff that in there like as such. And this is what happens when you're recording this video live. Alright. You see? It's in there. Alright. Now, after you have it in there, you see it standing all good and stuff, and we happy about that. Wipe your hands. Give them some paper towels too, baby, when you get time. Right there. And don't use 2 fingers. Put some effort into it. All right. All right, make sure you get past everybody their candles as well. So then you will simply write your name on it. All right, after you write your name on it, because we want it to stand just like that. Boom. See how perfect it is? That's how we want it to stand. Now, if you want, you can add a little bit more cinnamon like I'm doing, which is totally fine. You don't have to. But I want my name written on that cinnamon part. Written on that part with some cinnamon to hit it. You can also put basil. I can pass it to you. Uh-oh. So you can pass it to them as well, baby. All right. So now, once you have that done, it's in here. It looks great. You are ready to burn for your petition, for your work, and we are going to watch how it burns. Is it going to be clean? Is it going to have tears? Because that might identify and see if we have some blocks, okay? Which is okay. We're going to work through it. But this is a really nice way to, this is like a really nice road opener too. No, it's cloves on the inside of the stuff. So once you have done that, you will now light it as such. Boom. And my shit didn't want to stay lit, but you got me fucked up. Take your time. Don't be nervous. It's all right. All right. So now it is done. It is lit. It's going to stay lit. This is the red apple candle road opener, blessing, abundance, little spell. You can speak your affirmations to it. You can speak whatever you like into it while it's burning. And it has to burn all the way down. Once it burns all the way down, you're going to cover it up with this, and then you're going to bury it. All right? All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope I didn't make it too long for you, but that is just it. This is the candle working. This is a simple candle spell that I was talking about that so many people have asked me about. I hope you enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, share. Please leave a comment. I would appreciate it. Many blessings to you. Ashe, I love you. Please go on to my website for readings, consultations, my store, and everything else. So I hope you enjoyed the spell work. I hope you enjoy the gems I just dropped. And Ashe, many blessings. Bye.